Hello everybody, welcome back to Wappleville. Welcome back to some more of our Trench Crusade stuff here. I think we got some fun things. We're going to have some fun skin tones, I think, on this. Maybe some rusty things. That should be very fun. Hey there, Armored Wolf. Sorry that everything is just so crazy. Of course, all the dice bags are looking super sensational. Glad that I know the metal was harder to work with, but hopefully at least it's planned out okay. It seems like it has. Now you can see the references down in the corners there. I went in and did some very quick AI references here. Hey there, Landrast. This one, the variation was Joan of Arc, Byzantine art, golden halo, obviously gas mask, that kind of thing. So I thought that could be some really fun freehand. We'll put that on this guy here, but that's the kind of stuff. So Landrast, that's what's going on here. So those freehand patterns you just saw, well, why not put them on here? Because I think that would be super fun. So that's what we're doing with those. And again, ever since I started doing these little things here with the halos and stuff, I thought, well, let's see if AI can generate something for me. So this is what we did last night here. So yeah, there was a little bit of a beak. There was some beaks involved there, Landrast. I meant to send you a message about that. I was glad that it wasn't too noticeable there. But yeah, there was some beakage going on. You know what? Let's just take the ice blue here. Oh, I think, yeah, that's right. I verschmizzled the order of my usual Payne's gray and stuff. That's kind of swapped it out with what the black is here. Alright, let's just start doing some stuffs here real quick. Just the obvious. Let's get that going here. I was just, well, I had just basically done an all-nighter, and I was getting this message from the Windy City Miniatures Facebook page, one that I hadn't posted to in over 3 years. So I thought, okay, maybe this is a use it or lose it kind of message. And then the next thing you know, it all went crazy. Hey there, DMAC, nice to see you. Appreciate you being here. Everybody please give Big Jim Slade a follow. So Slade, do you have any questionable real estate streams coming up in the future? And everybody again, please give Big Jim Slade a follow. So Slade, basically I started getting all these crazy messages, right? From Messenger. And the very second that I changed the password, that all stopped. The only thing is, I have to wait 60 days before I can change the name back. So again, everybody please give Big Jim Slade a follow if you could. That would be sensational. And of course, Slade, if you've been doing something and you want to post it in the chat, also go ahead and do that. So great to see you there, DMAC. Hopefully you had yourself a fantastic Saturday. And again, these are some of the newest AI references. Actually, a Big Jim, I'm going to have to try to learn Midjourney. Now, Big Jim, were you using Midjourney? Remember that Discord hangout? And you were saying, here, look, let me do this AI color chart thing for you. Because Midjourney, I know that works very heavily with Discord. Ah, okay. So yeah, Slade, basically all of the training videos suggest that maybe you stick with the website when you're first starting out instead of going directly to the Discord. So I figured that's what I would do. Now, Slade, it was saying that you can train Midjourney to basically kind of go, all right, I want art that's more realistic. You can also, there's like the crazy factor. Yeah, it seemed like the Discord commands might be a little bit more on the comp. Okay, I thought that's how it was. But now I couldn't tell from the videos what the different plans were. It seemed like it kind of changes a lot. So we've got a chunk of them now. Hey, welcome back, Darren. It's great to see you again. And my apologies for doing. I know they did that last night. but it was too hard to resist. So Darren, great to see you again. Again, just all seriousness. Hope that your Saturday was good. Nice to see you there, Valfera. So my niece played that game right after, well, the not so great result yesterday. They were able to win this game, and they now made it to their state championship tournament up there in Alaska. It was rough because the portions of their game that they need to win, well, they worked out pretty well. The threes were falling and they were able to get out on the break, but they also they weren't doing so well from the charity stripe, and the other team made a living off of that. And Valfira, I don't know. Let me know if you had a chance to see the reference. I'll send you some of the original ones, Valfira. So here's some of the references that I made super quick with using the AI. So Valfira, we'll be doing that in some videos. Yeah, I'll be doing that in some videos. Gonna get this stuff darker, I think. And we'll make you darker here. Like that. And then maybe we go with some reds on these, or maybe we change those, make those also darker too. Why not? So everybody please check out the Insta link there that Runic Raccoon shared. Oh, hey, Valfair, if you wanted to share your dragon, go ahead. Now, Blades, did you get a chance to share that your Beholder in the chat? If not, please go ahead and do that. So again, everybody please give Blades a follow, Runic Raccoon, Big Jim Slade. Give them all those follows. Okay, just drop that. We're going to get some thinner here. We're going to get this going. Maybe a little bit of our Payne's Gray too. And that is going here. Yeah, Blades, definitely go ahead and share it again, because I think we have more folks in the chat and everything. So thanks again. Thanks again, 10,000 Orcs, for coming back. Let's see, you might have to head off to your headquarters right there with the other 10,000 Orcs. You never know who you might meet there. It's like, yeah, this dude, take some elves, give them pointy ears, give them big teeth, big muscles, and now they're Urukai. Did I get those whole things? Yeah, there we are. So everybody please check out the Insta link that Blades just shared. Doing this. So yeah, Valfira, I'll be doing airbrushy stuff on the other stuff. Yeah, I think there's one other piece I might be able to fit on camera. So we might do that one. So Trench Ghosts, kind of a variant for your Heretic Legion, and let's see, the Red Brigades, right? That guy, who did that Kickstarter again? I know you were just talking about it in this last stream there, Armored Wolf. Can't remember where they go. So yeah, Arda Michael, I know there was some big announcement. I keep seeing pictures of what must be a Forge World, Prince Imrahil, and I can't imagine it's not Forge World. Which means he should be about, I don't know, $750 or something like that on sale. No, that's kind of a low price there. I think he might be more like $9,000 or something like that. If you want him actually in a blister pack, that's an extra 1K. Were there any other new figs besides Prince Imrahil there, Artemichael? And I guess was there, let's see, oh, that's right, Westphalia Publishing. Okay, so potentially for New Antioch, okay. Interesting. So that means instead of $9,000, it's only going to be about $5,700. Okay, that's going to be a steal. So yeah, Velfair. Well, the all the folks that I knew at Mantic are all gone. Literally everybody that I knew that worked there, they're all gone, which means that's about it for me. I actually, Valfera, what I was supposed to be doing was all kinds of conquest stuff. I will be still prepping the stuff that I have, but there was a bunch of new conquest stuff that was supposed to find its way here. Obviously, it hasn't. So I'll prep up the stuff that I have, and you'll be seeing some of that on stream. Some of the Jin Valfera. Actually, Darren, I really want to try and get the. Actually, Darren, let's see. I forget who makes the trench ghosts. Because the one that I was painting last night, that was oh gosh, I can't remember. No, it was something. I don't know. It definitely was not Factory or Forge Factory or Factory Fortress. Sorry, that's it. Now, Artemico, was there any new stuff that you were thinking about snagging at all? And again, was there anything else besides the Prince Imrahil that was announced? Because I saw there was a notification from Conquest Miniatures, or from Jason, or from Jacob, sorry, that said big news. So I wasn't sure if there was anything going on there. So yeah, Valfera, I haven't even heard anything in weeks. I did send some messages. It's kind of like the Galeri airbrush folks. Yeah, I haven't heard anything from them at all. So Raccoon, looking forward to seeing you there at Adepticon. Wasn't sure if you were still hanging around there. Not up there. Also this way. Also here. And then we want the, yeah, here, let's have this come down this way. I'll maybe grab this brush. Yeah, Velfira, well, again, I was sorry that I wasn't able to shoot you any messages today. Oh, that big creature caster figure that I wanted to paint on stream, remember the one I printed the wrong file and such? Well, the base of that thing fell off the supports. So I'm going to have to make a base for it, which means, again, that if I do it at all, it would maybe be next Thursday. So that's the only possible day I think that I could probably stream that one. Now, let me move this up here. So we just need our halos here first, just to get that underway. Actually, that is not the reference that I want. I'm going to have to get my other one here. Just give me a second to fire these things up so I can see it. Okay, that's the one I need. And also, where's my other one? That one. Come on. There we go. Now I got them up there. It starts out simple with just our halos here. Whoops, that's blocking the screen. And just trying to lay out where things might go here. Do something here. And I was thinking of doing a whole bunch of filigree type designs on the armor here. Yeah, Velfera, definitely avoid mustard at all costs, right? So I'm just trying to get me a couple little different flavors of colors on this, and then we're going to start doing some of that filigree stuff, and it would maybe be a bit like what we did here. See that? So that's kind of what we would be doing here, I think. Hey, Rocket, how you doing? Great to see you again there, Rocket. So Artemichael, I'm going to say less than 0% actually handed in any of their assignments, and 100% of them expected an A. So hopefully I didn't. Spoil. What was that? Oh yeah, spoiler alert there. That's my guesstimation there, Artemichael. No work done on homework. 100% expectation of getting an A for doing no work. As we get again a little bit, just a hint of some of our golds in there. Oh, by the way, 38 minutes ago, both of these figures had no paint on them whatsoever. Nice to see you there, AD. So 2 of 13. That's wow. Actually, Artemichael, that's like record-setting success there. Yeah, what's going on? Heaven forbid there, Artemichael, there's like some kind of work ethic bug going around. Everybody please give AD Creations a follow. AD, great to see you. I hope that maybe you're feeling a little bit better there. Again, I know that it's been difficult. Everybody please give AD Creations a follow if you could. Now I'm going to try to do this. Nope. Wrong way with that one. There's my Van Dyke Brown. I'm like, that was not what we were looking for there. We were looking for the Van Dyke Brown. So I need to push this down, which means this is going to go here. This little chevron right here. Yeah, we're going to turn that. Have that go right here. And then this gets moved down here. All right, we're starting to get this figured out. So AD, I know that there was the the last I heard from was a couple of days ago. The MRI machine broke while she was in it. Yeah, because that must have been a blast. Yeah, the MRI machine broke, and then they had to reschedule the appointment. Now, I don't think in the last... I definitely not today, AD. So I don't know if you heard anything new today or not. But yeah, that was something that happened. You know what? I'm gonna go like this. I'm gonna change that to red here. Let's change this around. Okay, we can, yeah, we can do that. That's going to work out, I think. And I know that, well, I guess the reason for all of the migraines was discovered. Not really sure, what there is as far as, okay, well, we found that out. Now we do this. So I think we're starting to get this figured out here. Let me take some of this. Well, okay, I guess we'll have to get some more of our yellow back out there because that is all contaminated now. So hopefully, well, there's going to be something exotic and weird for sure, but hopefully nothing too exotic and weird. I'm going to try to start feeling around where does this gold need to go here. We'll do that on this one too. Either that, maybe we even make that a little smaller. Let's get some of that up here, some of this lighter gold-ish. Color blending brush. Where's one of these guys? Okay, fine, we'll use this. Whatever. Just gonna smear that away. Yeah, let's use that over here too. So Valfera, has there been any sort of temperature stabilization there where it's not bouncing all over the place and driving you absolutely bonkers? Ironically, that the big old gun going to be in the way here of what we're trying to do with this here. Yeah, we're just trying to figure out, okay, what are we doing here with some of this freehand. Alright, we'll go this way with it. And then, of course, this will have to set. No problem, though. That's why we got two figures to work on. Not one, but two of them. Let me see if we can do a little something on the top of that. Maybe sneak in a little bit more. I'm trying to get some of our lighter stuff in here. Mid-tone, at least. At least a mid-tone. And I guess still determined to go to Adepticon, right, AD? I was really surprised. I hope that there's a realization that, well, she ain't going to see much of me. I don't know how much she'll see of you if you're doing any classes and stuff. So yeah, Velfair, I figured it's still kind of bouncing back and forth for you there. You know what, I'm gonna just maybe have some of our gold-ish whatever on that. Again, mostly just letting the dry brushy stuff do its work, and down here I might just let that be a whole bunch of dusty stuff there too. Why not? I'm gonna show a little bit of some kind of mid-tone there. Even though we're still letting that dry, we can start working on this here. Yes, indeed, we can start playing around with this. Where's me blending brush here? So again, why fool around when we can just do this? That is the same tactic that we used all over the place on this piece of MCP terrain, right? This is one of 11 pieces that we painted in 6 hours on the stream Thursday? Yeah, Thursday. So again, kind of the same deal like we did here. That is what we're doing on some of these areas here. Yeah, yeah, Velfair, I was kind of hoping that it would be maybe, I don't know about 9:30 our time, but at least by 10 our time. So this is art. Yep, some of them I think are also on the YouTube channel. Actually, you just reminded me. I gotta go get those sessions. So I think we did 11 Nazgul in the month of March. Again, Nazgul on the sorry, the month of October. Sorry. Yeah, I think we did 11 of those. Basically, all the named Nazgul, which of course then GW wiped out. Which is why we are creating our own version of MESBG. Let me do this, and now blending brush, where you hiding? There you are. There. And of course, yeah, a couple. This one is on the YouTube channel as well. This is one of our FDM printed busts. This is the most current video on the YouTube channel. So there is the miniature version of that, and that is on the YouTube channel right now. And actually, this is on the YouTube channel. So there's another one of our FDM printed busts that focused on the skin tone in that particular video. Let me focus on these first. Let's do some stuff on these. Come on, up there to the edge of this. Blending brush again. Still thinking I want to do the glowy stuff. You know what? Wow, we're thinking about. Oh, well, okay, that means I gotta get some of our orange out here then. Okay, fine. Might not even mess with the floral orange. Might just use our fabulous Puro orange. All series 5 of it. Thank you so much. This is art. Appreciate that. So you're the fish guy again. It's like, dude, just because I'm a cat doesn't mean I smell like fish. What do you think about laser pointers? It's like, if you bring out one of those, I will end you. Thank you so much for the follow. Let's see what's going to happen on our big old Gandalf 6 here. Boy, there's been a ton of these. I mean, this is literally, I think about 60-something% of our results have been trays. Look at that. So thank you so much for the follow. Appreciate that. Now let me just start breaking this down, and we're just going to get you in there. Ever since, well, here's Fromage. Ever since we did that for him, it's kind of like I'm going to do that for all these guys. At least for all of our TPs. All of our Trench Pilgrim that have, well, some kind of mechanization to them. I think this is the way to roll. So Velfair, I'll try to shoot you a message there if it's going to be like extraordinarily early, which that has a little different definition right now. Velfair, extraordinarily early could be like 10 o'clock. It used to be like, wow, it's 7, 8 o'clock and you're streaming. That's early. The definitions changes sometimes, right, Velfair? Alrighty. We'll hit that a bit more eventually. Now, let's start thinking about what we're doing. in our little pictures here. Let's just start throwing something on there. Maybe just some Van Dyke Brown super quick. Let's break that down a little bit. So Link's Armored Wolf, appreciate that. Now which side do I want to... Okay, we'll make that this side. We'll make that this side. It's going to be this. And then we'll get the skin tones in there. So that is going to be a bit like... Oh, here we go. So it's a little bit like our Shield Maidens that we did on these. So that's kind of the same deal. So we've got our... That's going to be the gas masks. Now him, he's pretty much just a whole bunch of dark there. More dark there, and then again the gas masks. And now let's start thinking, let me just start dropping down some reds here. So we get the Puro, Perline red, sorry. It was really quite the pleasant surprise to see the blood effects work out so well. So yeah, Valfair, that's something we'll have to give a try. The using the Alkyd medium with our Perline red and Perline crimson, and see what happens. And I think we're also going to go a bit lighter. Oh yeah, and here, actually, Michael, you love it. We did 11 terrain pieces on the Thursday stream. This was just one of them. I think we probably spent maybe an hour and 45 minutes on that tops. Same oil paints that we're about to use right here. Let's start thinking about, again, some of our freehand design. Just see what we can make happen with this. Need a little bit of it up there too. Okay, good. I might zoom in on this a little bit too. Maybe make it a little easier to see. And if the line goes a little bit funky, no problem, because blending brush to the rescue. Actually, let me see if I can do that here. Let me see if we can. Nope, we are zoomed in all the way. Michael, I don't know if I know you've been super busy, but I don't know if you've seen the episodes with the new Alkyds, which have actually, those have worked out pretty well, and now I actually have the fluorescent Alkyds. So we essentially have a full collection of Alkyds now, Michael. I mean, basically, the one thing that it doesn't necessarily cover is some of the darker colors that we like indigo, phthalo green-ish. So maybe not those, but not too shabby now for our Alkyd collection. So Hecubus, go to Amazon, type in Paul Rubens Alkyds. I do believe they, for whatever reason, they call them opera, but type in Paul Rubens Alkyds. It's the same Paul Rubens paints. That and again, if you're going to get the regular set, just get the set of 38. Don't get them separately the way I did, because again, I wasn't sure if they were going to work or not, so I wasn't going to get all of them at once. But since it seems like they do work reasonably well, you might as well get all of those. Hey there, Tundra Crusher, nice to see you. So yeah, Michael, those are the last two Color Theory and oils on the Patreon page were the Alkyds, and actually the last episode of our Patreon series on the Creature Caster stuff also was the Alkyds. Now we got to start thinking again. I want to get some of that filigree stuff too, but here, let's start to figure out what we might be doing here with our... Here, let's just get some skin tone. Oh yeah, this was going to be this character here. So let's get this. Let's get a little bit of skin tone here. I think there's there's just the two eyes here on this dude. Start thinking about the uniform. Let me get some green for that instead. Nope, that got too dark. That should... Man, let's make that more of a white then. For this potential uniform here, and then the two parts of our gas mask there. No, that's... I got the blue and the black, the brown reversed on the palette. So Tundra Crusher, great to see you again. No, we'll just do it this way. We'll keep it going with this. Gonna get the... There's way too much paint on there. Let's get some of that off of there. We need to split that. Ever since I did... Oh, there we go. That little portrait thing over there. That's when I thought, maybe we should start doing something like that on some of our other freehand designs here. So yeah, it's yep, definitely the 50 mil tubes. Now the zinc white, I mean, no surprise, the zinc white is just no good at all. Don't like the zinc white. The titanium white seems okay. The biggest thing is this is really the big part of it here is possible radiant colors. So there's a lot of light colors that look at this. It's basically radiant green, radiant turquoise, and radiant violet there, but they're alkyds, and that's kind of one of the big deals with those is that, oh look, possible radiant colors. So yeah, that's a big deal. That could really make a big difference. Well, Tundra Crusher, I hope that you have a whole bunch of fun painting those, of course. Building things, not always half the fun. Now, let's see what happens when we start doing some filigree type stuff out here. On the armor. And if it doesn't look like it's going to work, we can just do something a little different. But let's try this for right now. Ooh, that should actually get a little bit of that lighter color too. So yeah, Hecubus, it's all the Paul Rubens stuff, and nobody more surprised than me, Hecubus. I was all prepared to say, nah, these things don't really work. And then much to my surprise, they did. Let me see, I wonder... No, I just don't know if that is going to read correctly. That just might not. Especially with all the other mud things going on and all of the other chips and everything. That might not work, but we'll see if we can make it work. Valefair, this is almost like the one lady that does all the freehand stuff, like all of the really medieval kind of patterns and the filigree and such. So thanks for posting the link there. Appreciate that, Hecabus. Well, looky here. This is a very different way of greeting you, Maynot. So how you doing there, Maynot? Nice to see ya. Beans Deep, nice to see you too. So everybody please give Maynot a follow. So Maynot, thank you so much for the raid. Appreciate you doing that and appreciate you being here, of course. So Maynot, well, you remember this one. You were here for this, right? That was last night's stream. So Maynot, I know you'll be totally shocked that 96 minutes ago these had no paint on them. Yes, these were devoid of paint completely just a few minutes ago. So nice to see you there, Zit13. And Unias, nice to see you. And of course, Maynot, if you want to share anything in the chat, please go right on ahead and do that. So we are doing some more Trench Crusade stuff. Now, I'll show you some of the references in a second there, Maynot. So again, we're doing more of this Trench Crusade stuff right here. Where's another one here? Obviously, it's got kind of the rusty stuff, the sandbags, the whole World War I vibe and everything. And of course, this was our Thursday stream. I think, Maynot, you saw this, right? I'm pretty sure you saw that. Maynot, sometimes those instructions, it can be very easy to look at them and just kind of, all it takes is one little thing, right? And the next thing you know, it's a cascade. But Maynot, if you wanted to share anything in the chat, please go ahead and do that, of course. And again, appreciate you being here. We're using our regular oil paints right out of the tube, like always. Regular artist oils. We are doing some freehand. Oh, here, Maynot, let me show you these. These are some really, how we like to use our, our AI to create some reference pictures there. So here's a couple of reference pictures that we made super quick with the AI. Again, just to give us some freehand references to play around with. Now, what we're trying to do here is, again, get a little bit of almost like a filigree design going in some areas here. And we might come back and do a little bit of toning down of some of the filigree there, but that is what we're doing here. And just again, a little quick. You know what? I'm just going to change that here. I was thinking of doing a little stripe thing there, but we're not going to do that. We're just going to change that now to something more like a filigree pattern. Yeah, that's it, Julie Wera. That's it, AD. I think now that pops up on my Instagram feed too. So everybody please give Julie Wera a follow there. Again, some really fantastic freehand work. Where is my Loot Studios? I don't have my no, I don't have my Loot Studios figure here. So Ari, it's essentially World War I Crusades. So imagine if the Crusades took place in the early 1900s as opposed to, well, over the course of, your 9th, 10th, 11th centuries. So you have a World War I era technology for the most part. Now, I've never played it. I didn't even know what it was just a matter of weeks ago, but it kept popping up in my Instagram feed, and nobody was really doing any painting tutorials on it, so I thought, well, let's start doing some painting tutorials on it. And I think I've already filmed at least 3 of those. I forget exactly how many factions there are. It's also a miniature agnostic game, so you could take Imperial Guard and Bretonnian bits or something like that, combo those together, and probably make yourself a real interesting, say, Trench Pilgrims army. And I do believe this is for Trench Pilgrims right here. This particular figure. And I think this one from last night also Trench Pilgrims. Yeah, I think that's also Trench Pilgrims there. No, I'm pretty sure this is also Trench Pilgrims. We do again, we have this is a Court of the Seven-Headed Serpent. We've also done some new Antioch stuff. So Haunted Miniatures, we've crash tested them a bunch of times. I've done, again, 2 of the Color Theory and Oils episodes with them. There's, obviously, they're not Williamsburg. They're not even Gamlin, really. But when you think of the price point, and again, it's kind of what do they serve? It's potential a place where people could maybe get almost everything that they need. And of course, since it's on Amazon, people pretty much from all over the world are able to get the stuff. Whereas folks in Europe and Australia, they have a heck of a time trying to get the Williamsburg or the Gamlin stuff. The Marion Street fluorescents, they don't even ship outside the U.S. So it's kind of the availability, it's the price point, and the fact that since they dry a little quicker, that also might make things easier for folks. So everybody please check out that link that may not just post it. It's a Discord link. Please go check that out. So Haunted Miniature, the other thing too is that with the oils, I never have more than 12 or 13 colors out on the palette at any one time. So it's not like acrylics where you're going to need or have hundreds of colors. Really, just in theory, if you got 24 colors, you basically have everything you need for oils. If that much. I don't even know if you would need that many. So that it's a little bit different than acrylic because you're not looking for just the right red or just the right green. For the most part, you're gonna let the paints do all of the mixing for you. We have a few little examples maybe that would show. Here we go. Something like, say, this here. So all of this right here, this cloak, that took seconds to paint because we just slapped the magenta up here. We slapped basically a kind of a cyan or turquoise color here. We grabbed a third brush with no paint, and then we just mixed them together. So that is a big, big difference from, say, acrylics, where again you're doing lots and lots of layers. So Cat is back. I think there's a laser pointer around. I swear, if you bring out a laser pointer, I will kill you. I'll turn him into something unnatural. Thank you so much, Ari. Appreciate that. What's going to happen on our big Gandalf 6 here? Well, he survives again. He survives one more time. So yeah, Haunted Miniatures, again, like Armored Wolf was saying, it's generational wealth because your great-grandkids will still be using those. They will last you literally for the rest of your lifetime. Think about it this way. Obviously, I do this every single day, right? Absolutely every day. And even for me, I've been using this thing for months. You can see, even for me, again, someone who paints every single day for many, many hours, even that is, that's still looking pretty full right there. Now again, the quality of those is not going to be the same as Williamsburg. However, that one tube that I just showed you, at full price, that one tube, you could almost buy the entire full set of, 38 colors for the price of that one tube. This one would. I wonder if I can... Is it available to grab? No, it's not the Courbet Green. It's this one here. Yeah. Now, I did not get this at full price, but if I were to get this at full price, this would cost almost as much as all 38 of those. Again, I got it at half price. And even then, it's still going to be, again, it was a sizable investment there. Grand Oracle, so far the fast matte white seems to be the champion of the Alkyd whites. I did not get a chance to really explore the Winsor Newton, the Griffin Alkyd white yet. I tried it once. It did not seem to have the same qualities as fast matte white. I don't know why. It's weird. And actually, I think AD, that's even more expensive than your standard cobalt blue, because it's basically oxide of cobalt, which is interesting because it makes it more intense, more opaque, and actually more matte than cobalt blue. Of course, Doji, he was the one that spotted that. Again, Haunted Miniatures, you really don't need a ton of stuff at the start. Just kind of get things like Indigo, some kind of Mars Red, Terra Rosa, whatever, Indian Yellow, Van Dyke Brown, some kind of a... let's see, you're going to want Dioxazine Violet. Now, of course, Egyptian Violet is a very snazzy color, but Dioxazine Violet will work. You will want some kind of Prussian Blue or Phthalo Blue. You're going to want... Mars Black is definitely going to be preferred to any of those other ones. So again, what we're doing here is just, again, a little bit of filigree. A little bit of filigree here. Actually, we need to do some straightening out on that thing. And as Hecabus advised, you want to make sure that it's the Alkyds version, because the Paul Rubens does watercolors, they do oil pastels, they do regular oils, so you gotta make sure that those are Alkyds. And they say Alkyds on them, so make sure it says that. Otherwise, I mean, it's not like the regular oils would be bad. It's just for regular folks, I do think that the Alkyds are going to do it. Now, actually, AD, does Liquitex make any cobalt Alkyds? I don't think there's any cobalt. Sorry, they're acrylics, right? The inks. I don't think they do, right? I think there's just like Prussian blue. Maybe there's an ultramarine blue in this. I don't know. All of a sudden, I'm just drawing a blank. AD, I'm not sure if they do. And of course, for priming these, you can take those Liquitex inks that I just showed, mix those with Stynylrez primer, and make yourself all kinds of fun priming colors. Hecabus, that's what's hilarious, is that we get no kickbacks for any of it. Not from Williamsburg, not from Gamlin, not from Winsor Newton, not from nobody. And, well, they were contacted, and they basically just said, you guys are too insignificant. Go away. that was the gist of it. It was like, no thanks. Leave us alone. You are too insignificant. So yeah, there ain't no kickbacks there. Although we do have the merch store open. That would be... Oh, of course those are downstairs. But yeah, the golden acrylics, the plastic containers. Maybe that got a little lighter than I wanted it to be. But again, we're trying to do all this kind of filigree type stuff here. Oh, let's get some more of that up here. We're going to go lighter with it too. This is kind of our mid-tone part of it. So yeah, haunted miniatures. Oh, the other thing too is you'll want to try and maybe do those color charts just to kind of not get used to only what the colors look like, but also how they handle. Believe me, I do those and I'm always surprised. There's always something that I see and I'm like, well, that wasn't what I was expecting. So yeah, you might want to do those and maybe just do a value study. We had watercolors. It was a 10-month class. For the first 3 months, we had a color. It was called brown and nothing else. Halfway through the year, we only had 3 colors. That was it. So maybe take one light color, one dark color, do something like that. That way you don't have to be kind of getting used to how you're working with the paint, plus all the colors, right? Because again, with the oils, unlike acrylics, your lighter tones, those are going to be opaque, which means stuff like your yellows or whatever, that's going to be a whole lot easier to paint than say in acrylics. So you gotta kind of keep that in mind too. Nice to see you there, Hammond. Welcome back. Happy Sunday to everybody. Appreciate everybody that's joining here. And again, everybody, please give Maynot a follow. And please check out that link that Maynot posted. So Maynot, sorry that it was kind of frustrating trying to get that thing put together. Again, just see if that's a little too light. We can always just kind of hit that with some kind of glaze. Or we just say, you know what? How's about that? It's like we have an eraser. So we just did a little bit of erasing there. And now we'll come back at it again. Why not? No big deal. No big deal. Here, let me get a little bit more of that here. Some of that over here. Again, just a whole bunch of filigree type design. And we might even come back with some darker filigree design in some places too. Try to start getting a little bit of it. Oh, you know what? Maybe we'll do. Do I want to do the crosses in it, or do I do more of this kind of design? This might actually. So we might just do a design like this. Yeah, let's maybe just do that. Keep this easy here. That's good there. That's good, Maynot. I need to get. Well, that was a little thicker than we wanted it to be. But we need something lighter out here. Also, of course, the this big old honking gun is kind of in our way. So we'll try to work around that. So the heavy body, okay, that makes sense. Okay, that got a little bit wider there too. Up we go here. All right, so that helps a bunch. And then this is where I'm going to try to do. It's almost like a little bit of a mini sketching here. We're just trying to figure out where these little kind of ovals are going to go. The other thing you can do is, of course, draw out your freehand on a separate piece of paper, whatever. Kind of finalize your design, and then when you're really familiar with it, then take it over to the miniature. Also, you could even draw it out on the same size as it's going to be on the miniature, because there's times you're going to find out it's like, whoa, all right, there's no way that's going to work on the figure. It's too small. What made sense really huge makes no sense at miniature size. So you might find that too. And best to find that out sooner rather than later. Gonna get me more of the Mars Yellow Deep on the brush here, because I don't want that to be too light, but I do need it to be opaque. And well, Mars Yellow Deep, it certainly is opaque. Can always come back with our red too. With the oils, of course, less is more. More is always way too much, and we do suggest working on multiple figures at the same time. So 1 hour 56 minutes ago, both of these were completely devoid of paint. There was no paint on either one of these at all. Let me take this. Let's start working in something simple here, freehand wise. Very easy. And then we can tighten up any parts of the part of that cross there once it's had a chance to set. Let's do the other one here. We'll get the serifs on there. I thought I had my Loot Studios figure that had all of the freehand. Oh, well, I do at least have the drawings here somewhere of all of our freehand patterns. Yeah. Well, I don't have the figure up here, but this is actually part of the tutorial, so you can actually see that's kind of the design we're doing right there. And you can see how we sketched it all out, and then that we transposed that onto the miniature. Again with the serif there, another serif there. And again, just trying to work in something that kind of gives the appearance of some filigree here. Maybe a bit more of that up here. While I'm at it, let's get some lighter rust on his little Stahl helm here. Maybe some of that over here. And we're going to get that all on these armor bits too. We'll have to hit them with some of our darker rust color, I think. Yeah. Trying to get caught up on that. Here it was that's some of our darker rust color. There was a blending brush we can push that around with. Here too. All right. Back to the later yellow again. Start to reinforce that line up there. We can go a whole bunch lighter than this, but we don't want to do that too quick. We found out in the stream yesterday what happens to hasty little hobbitses. Don't be a hasty hobbit. So we're going to try and fill that in with a little something. And as we go lighter with that, then that's we're going to have a little bit more of a distinct pattern there. Now let me see, what can we do here for, which one is it? Okay, that's this one. The gas mask here. Now the uniform actually, okay, yeah, that is going to be the white uniform. I think I need to maybe make that even a little bit more expansive here, the halo. Not sure where you're referring to there, AD. Actually, well, we'll be doing some experiments. Speaking of mud, we will be doing some experiments with taking the not the weathering powders, but the plaster. Yes, the plaster. Because what I'm trying to create here is a little bit of grayish tone there. Let me knock this down a little bit too. And then we'll have to let that set for a bit because, well, it's oil paint. We gotta let that set. Now let's start doing a little bit of light right over here on this. Again, we were just kind of sketching that out. So just imagine on those areas on the shoulder pad. So what looks light there is actually very dark. You can see the difference down here. But what do? We gave this, oh, I don't know, 5 to 10 minutes to set right here. Let's do the other one, same deal. Don't be a hasty hobbit. Seriously, don't be a hasty hobbit because you're going to end up like that right there. See that? You'll end up just like that hasty hobbit did. Now that's different than hayseed hobbits, right, AD? Yeah, hayseed hobbits, those are different. They live out in the backwoods of the Shire. And they're not maybe as big into the pipeweed. They prefer their moonshine instead. Ah, maybe a little bit of more filigree down there. So here again, we're just going to let that mix with the darker stuff that's already in place. And then we can also take a blending brush here and just do something like this. It's just a little tap, tap, tap. What that does is it softens all those patterns there. So Celia, the Tundra Crusher, thanks for coming in with the raid. Appreciate that. Again, see, we're just taking this brush here and just doing a little tap, tap, tap. We don't lose the designs we've been making there, but it does. It certainly tones those down a little bit. Now, I wonders... Let me take a little bit of this here. Where's my... Okay, there's our Perline red. That is a bit of a lighter, more opaque. I'm going to have to get some more Perline red out here, I guess. This is also a bit thinner. Come on, there we go. think we got that finally broken down. Maybe even a touch lighter. Let's see what happens with this. What about you, blending brush? Okay, we can use you. Ah, there's our stuff. Plop you on there. Wrong one. Let's use this guy. Now, glad you're able to get that back, AD. Plop this on here. Again, this you don't get this kind of precision brushwork just on any channel here. No siree. You don't see this many places. Again, with the blending brush here. Some of that maybe up here. And again, that stone, we got that probably about as light as we can. I might just take here some of the, if I got any fast matte white that's, yeah, we'll just try this here, and I might try to get that in his little vision slit here to lighten that up. Hey, there's surface tension. Nice to see there's surface tension. I hope that Sunday it goes well for you. Everybody, please check out Surface Tension. Is going to be posting a link to some fabulous oil painted miniatures, so you for sure need to go check that out. Just breaking down some of our much lighter yellow here. Now that should be making quite the difference here on the surface. Now that part of the design really stands out. Yeah, we just made it to make sure that we had this had a chance to set here. Now we'll put a little something more down here. Then we'll come back with our red and darken some things. There's nothing that says you can't work things both ways. Everybody, please check out some more Estalians. I'm glad that you're going to have a chance to break those out under the table. There's surface tension. That's great. And everybody, please check out that link that Surface Tension just shared. See if I can't. There we go. And then what we'll be doing is we're going to actually be putting some weathering over this. However, we got to make sure we wait. I mean, we're only 2.5 hours into this. We have time. We have plenty of time. Now here I'm only going to be putting the lighter filigree stuff and kind of stop here with it, and then I might go back the other way and actually do darker filigree stuff in kind of the shadow areas. So again, everybody, please check out that link that Surface Tension just shared. Some really fantastic miniatures. So let me show you something here, Surface Tension. This was a few seconds in AI to create some interesting little references there for ourselves. Didn't take long to do those. Like I was telling folks, sometimes it just hits right away, and other times it doesn't matter what you put in that prompt. You're just not going to get something that you want. And I basically had, within a 10-minute span, something that hit right away, and then another one, no matter what I typed, it just was garbage. It was all in like a 10-minute span. I think for the female one, it was, well, basically it was show me a Byzantine art style with a golden halo, a saint in World War I uniform. The female one was Joan of Arc instead of just a saint. So that created some interesting results. It was a relatively short prompt, actually.
Hello, little hobbit. Spark my gun.
Thank you so much for that follow, Ninek. Appreciate that. Now, why didn't we really think of things like, oh, I don't know, gunpowder? It's like, dude, you have fireworks. It's like, well, yeah, but that's just for going up in the sky and making explosions up there. He said, yeah, you could like do those on the ground. It's like, oh, yeah, it never really crossed my mind. Let's see what happens. We've had a couple of Gandalf 6 rolls here. What's going to happen on our roll here? Uh-oh. Gandalf's getting in trouble. He must be thinking about pipeweed, so thank you so much, Ninek. Appreciate that. So yeah, surface tension, it was, you never know what you're going to get, do you? I was really surprised at the quality of the results that I got. So I thought, ooh, this is going to be easy. And then it just didn't sustain itself for the next thing that I tried. Now, Haunted Miniatures, there was when we were doing the Lord of the Rings gummy bear things. Sometimes all it literally just took was show me Gandalf as a gummy bear, and other times it took a mile of prompts. Like Gimli, you had to specify that he had like a dwarven helmet and an axe. If you didn't specify axe, he would have a bow, he would have a Nerf gun, he would have everything except an axe. It was really bizarre. I think now, yeah, now we're starting to get a little more action here from our lighter stuff. Well, you never really know what it is that you're going to get. From here, right surface tension. I mean, I've had some really, 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 really fantastic results. And again, other stuff that's just like, whoa, what are you thinking? Oh, and here's the other thing, right? Surface tension. It doesn't know how to spell. Just as personified, right, by continuing to misspell APCC. It was told, do a logo with the letters APCC. Most of the time it misspelled those. Yes, it could not spell the letters APCC. Which again, that is just that's kind of how that works. Now we're starting to get maybe parts of the uniform out here. Let me use the blending brush on that. Yeah, surface, and then there was like the Book of Wapple logos and stuff that folks did. Those, some of those worked out really, really, really well. And others just not so much. I'm going to try and make that halo a little lighter now. know what? I'm going to have that go over the top of that here, and then we'll make that maybe a little more expansive. Yeah, surface tension. Well, like scale ale that was the first try, right? Surface tension, scale ale. It just boom, it just happened. And I think also the Hasty Hobbit, that was another pretty much like a one try sort of thing. No, I don't want to do the gold on that. I don't think so. More of our... I gotta get some of that lighter filigree stuff over here. Like in here. That down in here too, yep. And you really would have thought surface tension, the scale ale one, that had a lot of things that could have kind of maybe gone a little sideways. And yet that one worked out really well. We're gonna try, yeah, let's get some of this filigree stuff going on this armor piece for sure. We can do a little bit over on this one now. Yeah, surface tension, it's no rhyme or reason. I think surface tension, actually that reminds me, I think we're gonna maybe go resupply here on our medicine pretty soon. As we're running dangerously low on that. We don't wanna run out of our medicine. So thanks surface tension, appreciate that. Here, some more of this lighter stuff right here. And then we'll come back at it with the red. Oh, here's another thing I was thinking of doing. Maybe I'll just go with our brown here. Maybe a little bit of the Indian yellow. And just create a little separation. There we go. Yeah, I think we needed that. Some of that up here. Again, wasn't really sure what I wanted to do with this armor. No, this is not at all the color scheme I thought I was going to be doing when I prepped this figure yesterday. This is very much not it at all. It's about as different as you could possibly get. There wasn't going to be any freehand anywhere, really, on this thing, and then it's just the lucky roll of the dice there, right? Surface tension and the AI stuff. It was actually meant for that vehicle. It wasn't even meant for this. And it worked out, and I thought, you know what? Maybe this might just have to happen. And again, I'll print out this guy so that, look at this, we got these big open areas. We could do it there too. Thanks Armored Wolf for posting a link to the YouTube channel. Again, we've got a bunch of stuff on there. And I have also been, that's the other thing, surface tension, I've been trying to all day long, every day, transfer as many of the highlights to the new YouTube channel. So again, what I think I'm going to do here is go refresh the medicine so nobody go anywhere. We shall return. Yeah, they maybe give just a minute or two for again for some of our lighter colors to set here. More of this. Let me get the. Oh, that's right. We want to get some red here. That's right. So we're going to push this that way. Let's see if we can maybe get a little bit of our lighter red down here for this collar or whatever. Also, a little bit more of the lighter red up there, which we can do now that that paint is starting to set a little bit more. So TJ, this is with the Bamboo Carbon X1. The key is using the 0.08 layer height. I still have not had, Doji, I still haven't had a chance to do the experiment with the the 0.2 nozzle yet. Yeah, that's still with the regular 0.4 nozzle. And Doji, of course, I'm gonna. It's not gonna be this Sunday, but we have a Color Theory and Oils episode coming up with the new Alkyd fluoros. Ah, that's where we can get the red here. Maybe on this collar right here. Taking some of the perline crimson here. Let's really get that restored. There we go. And now we're going to try and do a little something more in here. These things too, to get that oval shape back a little bit more. Now, that's right. Gonna change that up. Hey there, Camda. Nice to see you there. So, Camda, that was looking really great. If you want to share that in the chat, please go ahead. Yeah, so that was really fabulous, Camda. Yeah, Doji, when it comes to terrain stuff, the 0.4 is just fine. Although there some of the ships there, Doji, I'm very tempted to print out some of the ships, though. At least maybe the more detailed parts. See what happens with using the 0.08 layer height. I think it could be interesting. I need a little bit more of that skin tone on there. Okay, now we're getting somewhere on this. So everybody, please check out the link that Camda Paints just shared. Oh, the Doji, that sounds fantastic. Well, you'll have to show me what you get from there. I'm looking forward to. I've got that lighter the lighter filament that I've been using. So yeah, Doji, definitely it's all about the nozzle for the printer there. I gotta get me some more of my fast matte white. Let me just get some more of this out here. Because I think everything we got has pretty much been, tainted or used outright. So again, everybody please check out what Camda just shared. Okay, that is definitely going to make a big difference, I think, in a bunch of areas here. Gotta start breaking it down, though. Let me get a little drop of thinner. sitting on that while we're not using it. Thanks again, Has appreciate you joining here, and thank you so much for becoming a new little hobbit here on the channel. Of course, Gandalf loves all of his little hobbits, especially if they have a certain shire weed in hand. I'm gonna try and fool around with this a little bit. We we haven't messed around with this in a while. I was waiting for some of the rusty stuff that we did there to have a chance to set. Looks like it has. Gonna get some action here. Some of the lighter stuff. Minus that piece of fuzz there. More light on the end of that barrel. Okay, so now that stands out a little bit more. Let's see what we can do over here. On the mechanism there, and I guess we'll just have to take the brush at it this way. More there, and now let's see if we can get a little something something. A few parts of our chainmail here. Yeah, surface tension. There's definitely did they cover anything? Well, obviously you have the scouring and the Shire stuff. Actually, I saw a map there, surface tension, and another. It was just a thing that popped up on a Facebook type thing, and it was a map comparing the Shire before and after the scouring of the Shire, or I guess during the scouring of the Shire. And there was there was a lot of stuff that happened there, that's for sure. Let me go back over to this side, see what we can do at this little bit right here. And maybe I might expand the helmet a little larger. Trying to get the epaulets on the shoulder there. Now let's see if we can get this part of the gas mask. There's some of my Indian yellow. Whoa, okay. Let me just grab a little bit of that yellow there. And then we're going to hit this halo, make that a little bit lighter now. That was looking a little dark. Yeah, now we gotta expand this helmet out here. Geez, surface tension. I gotta find that wicker man. I know I printed that one out. I gotta find that wicker man, and that would, well, obviously there would be all kinds of object source lighting opportunities for that wind there. I gotta find that wicker man. Now I have to expand this out to the right here, and then I think of further down. No, I think that third one should be up there. I guess I'll have to just do the something a little more light here in the de facto eye of the. It's a little bit inconvenient having these two little hook things right here, because it does cut into where we have our freehand stuff. So we've been doing two here at Camda. We got this one, and we have the Tank Hunter. So yeah, I've been doing two of these. Where's the Tank Hunter? So there's our two. Let me see. 2 hours and 50 minutes ago, there was no paint on either one. I know that's a huge shock, right, Camda? Oh, wait a minute. There was no paint on those a couple hours ago. Try and catch again a little bit more of our lighter filigree stuff in a few places. Here we're gonna try and get this freehand pattern there a little bit sharper on the knees there. Then we will have to get some lighter stuff here on our glow. Try some of this, some of our orange, and now this white right here. Let me see what that is going to do. I guess I need more thinner in that. Well, that is really deep. Holy smokes. That is really deep there. So yeah, we just 3 hours ago, not even, these were just dark brown primer, and that is it. There was no freehand. There was no nothing. There was no rust, no different skin tone variations. Oh, let's see. This was what, about 5.5 hours the stream last night on this thing, if that much, maybe. And I think this one also was about maybe that was 5.5 hours or so on the Shrine Anchor right there. Of course, the oils really make all this stuff so much easier. Here, I think there's nope. Let me go back to this. We're just going to do this. I might even grab some of our floral orange. And of course, this was one of 11 terrain pieces that we worked on the Thursday stream. So this was maybe an hour and 45 minutes tops that we had to spend on that. Yeah, Camda, of course, we have fromage, and now we have hasty hobbits, right? Now we know exactly what happens to hasty little hobbitses. So here, I'm just taking some of the Mars Yellow Deep, and we're going over some of this area of our filigree here, just to tone that down when it gets to maybe need to be in shadow. Or even tint it to be more of a yellow and a little bit less of that grayish tone. Camda, remember how easy it was to just take the blending brush to it, right? We just would slap one color there, take the blending brush to it, do it again somewhere else. And again, we'll be doing some weathering stuff on the filigree part of the armor, but we want to get all this other stuff in place first. I'll see you in a bit there. Thank you so much, Surface Tension. Appreciate you being here. Take care of yourself, of course. And have a great walk with the dog there. we're starting to... You know what? That's what I need to do. That's what we haven't really done yet. We haven't gotten any gray out here. Let's get some grays going. Nope, that's still too dark. We shall lighten that gray. Like that. Okay, so that seems to make a nice difference there. What about over here? Yeah, that's going to help a bunch. Now with this light in place, I can maybe come back with some of my darker stuff too. Yeah, that can't really be go. We have to do something else for the color of the mask there. A lighter gray now. A little more here. Cam did the the non-metallic. I know it's I think your regular, say even sky earth metal, it can be easier because it's anything pointing towards the sky has a bluish tint, and anything pointing towards the ground generally going to have some kind of brownish gray or whatever. So that kind of makes it a little bit easier. You don't necessarily have that when it comes to, say, the let me get some of this green here. With the gold, you have to play the little game, right, of the green and the orange and all that other stuff. Now let's try this again. As we do that, okay, now it feels like we actually have ourselves a bit of a helmet starting to form there. I might need to get here. Let me see what happens if we do this though. We'll take our gold here later. First, I gotta get all that junk off with a brush. But let's try this here, and that might also help. Because everything's kind of just dark down there. I guess I gotta thin this down also. There we go. Guess that was what I needed there. Well, usually it's when in doubt, make it darker. Over here, we actually needed to make that a bit lighter. I'm gonna try it here. Let me get some more of my pearly crimson here. Not sure if that's going to work, but we're going to give it a try right here. And if it doesn't, easy enough to change it back to what it was. And again, Camden Hue was our and we'll be putting some of those images on that big vehicle for our first Trench Crusade vehicles workshop. I'm going to try and get some of this, more of this lighter gray in here. On that, maybe on the helmet too. Now I actually need to get maybe something for the eyes. Let me take, okay, not that big old thing of Van Dyke Brown. Let's get rid of some of that. There's a whole big blob of it on there. So Has says there's been a bunch of times. We've actually done it here several times already. Oh, we got this guy here. So on this one, this is a stream we did a couple of weeks ago. So that pattern was pretty much as is. This over here, I think I might have changed that 4 times in 5 minutes. Again, with the oils, all I had to do was wipe it away and try it again. So yeah, this little freehand pattern over there, it took about at least 4 tries before that kind of that settled into what we wanted. So see you later there, Doji. Again, thanks for being here. Appreciate that. So yeah, again, Has says that's one of the big advantages of, well, the oil paints is you can just say, nah, that didn't go the way I want. I'll literally just erase it and make a change. Even this, originally those shoulder pads were black. We just kind of wiped some of it away and then started making them basically more of a red. Where's my... And we've also been making changes too to this here with the uniform there. That's going to be more of a white. Should be interesting to see what happens, Doji, with the film noir on this. Well, on both, let's get both of them together here. Then we'll get the other one out and do a film noir on that. So here's again. Should be interesting to see the rust go away, all the color contrast. So yeah, that's a really, really different, right? He looks super different without all the golds. And then here, the skin tone versus the rest, it almost kind of just looks all the same there. Let's again do our color, but you can all of a sudden see that come back. Now let's get our other one here that had the source lighting on it. Here, let's hold them right about there. Source lighting basically disappears, right? Because it's not so much the light versus the dark, it's the warm versus cool, the saturated versus unsaturated. And again, 3 hours and 2 minutes ago, there was absolutely nothing on these when it comes to paint. They were paint-free objects, as we say. Completely paint-free. We just had a little bit of our darker brown primer on them, and that is it. I'm actually going to deposit some of that paint over here just to get rid of some of it. Now we'll come back here. That worked. Try and do the epaulets here. A little something for the gas mask there. Maybe try to lighten up that halo a little bit more. Over here. Okay, fine. Maybe a little bit lighter filigree stuff on the arm in a couple of spots. Maybe something here on his fingers. Carry that a little further down there. I just don't remember the name of it. It's definitely not from whatchamacallit there, Fortress Factory. Let me see if it's, nope, it's still not there, and it's not there. It was from, come on, there we go. Okay, so it's from Lost Heresy Miniatures. There we go, from Lost Heresy Miniatures. try this again with our lighter gold. There was another one too that I haven't, I got it prepped, but it's not on any basing yet. I don't know if it's from Lost Heresy, but it's one that I printed it out larger, kind of like the Stigmatic Nun. So yeah, Lost Heresy miniatures. Now I don't know, they might have some other Trench Crusade. I would imagine they got other Trench Crusade stuff and not just that one. And they do call it a communicant, so certainly for trench pilgrims, right? I'm gonna get some of this, some of our even lighter rust here for a few bits and pieces of like this blackout here. A little something here on the barrel of our machine gun. So Gunny's happy Sunday there. So it looks like it's 3:04 in the morning here. And again, we appreciate everybody for joining us here on our little Trench Crusade expose here. Just trying to get some freehand and then some interesting skin tones. Not really sure how much we'll do with any sort of blood or anything like that on these guys. I will get the weathering powders out though, just like and while the oils are still wet, right, so that they have a chance to actually stick to that. So see you later again there, Doji. Thanks for being here. You know what? I don't think. Yeah, I haven't really done anything lighter on these here sandbags. So let's do a little something on those. I haven't really done very much on those. You know what? And I want to definitely not go too much towards the yellow. So I'm going to grab this green here. Yeah, we're going to be using radiant green on our sandbags because it's the perfect color. Where's that blending brush? We'll just use this as a blending brush here. Any brush can be a blending brush, right? Hadu, nice to see you there, Hadu. I hope that you're doing well. Happy Sunday. Thank you so much for joining here. So we just slap that green on there, and now we're just going to take this, do a little tap, tap, tap exercise there. So that's the other really nice thing about the oils is they're incredibly rugged. I never put any kind of varnishes or anything like that over them. They are super, super rugged. That's great because I use them on terrain, use them on vehicles, right? Because there's no base to hang on to. There's just the vehicle, right? And of course, it can works on FDM prints. We use it. This is a plastic warlord figure there. That's all done with the oil paints, the tank riders, the vehicle, and of course, again, we use it on terrain all the time. Let's get down. Oh, and well, there's again another resin printed thing there. Here's terrain and miniatures, more terrain. These are 1800 scale ships, and again, that we've done a couple, 4 28 mil ships for our coursers of Umbar, and here's some of our Easterling buildings, again, all painted with the oils. Now, of course, if there's sometimes the oils can get a little bit of a shine, that's like your phthalo greens and stuff. If that happens, all we take is the Army Painter Anti-Shine, and we just brush a little bit of that on there, and it takes care of that problem. No, with no hassle, very easy. Again, that's just a little bit of the Army Painter Anti-Shine. Don't want to use a whole bunch of that. A little bit goes a real long way. So again, on some of this here, we're going to be seeing the weathering powders over this. In fact, let me play with those right now. I still have a little bit of, well, we don't have a whole bunch left in there, but let me use this brush. I'm just going to get some of that down on the base here. And again, doing this now because that way, right, that's going to adhere to that oil paint there as the oil paint cures. Well, then so is this stuff. Some of that down in here. And this is what we've been doing for all of our Trench Crusade figs. Might even throw a little bit of that dust up here. That'll get that drying faster, of course. And now what I also want to do, remember, we want to do some kind of rusty type things here as well. However, gotta let this have a chance to do its thing. Oh, that's right. Our floral orange. And I'm hoping this week, Camda, I gotta get the miniatures prepped for. That's the biggest hurdle to doing the test video on the. Well, although I might just we might have to go in hot on Thursday. I don't know. With the fluoro Paul Rubens colors. So everybody, please check out that link there that Eric Canwife just shared. Oh, geez, Fridays instead. Okay, Arid, I apologize in advance for like the next 10 years of saying that you're going to be streaming on Thursday. So I apologize in advance because you know that's going to happen. Boy, AD, I mean, that's why I tried to explain to folks that said, oh yeah, just get this printer, get this printer. Oh, change your slicer. Yeah, change your slicer. I'm like, so you're going to come over to this house and you are going to redo all of the build plates that I've spent the last, I don't know, 5 years making? You'll be here for about 2.5 years redoing all of those. It's like a very unfortunate game. What was it? Was it Tetris or something? Is that the game where you're trying to squeeze stuff into all the little places? Yeah, that is not half the fun, that's for sure. Oh, now that we're doing this, that means we kind of need to start doing this. We're going to get some orange out here now. Because raisins, or raisins, either way, I don't mind raisins. And because this here is so translucent, it's already kind of tinting some of this to the orange. Look at that, some orange out here. That's actually where we put some of our weathering powders over there. No problem there, Arid. I know that that is like the best part of the post-stream regime, right? The routine. AD, if you don't bring it, that means there will be a total opportunity to actually have done something with it, or you would have wanted to. That's the best way to guarantee, right, AD? If you don't print it, then you're gonna really wish that you did. That's kind of the way life goes, right? So see you in a bit there, Arid. Thank you so much for hanging out, as always. And there you Yeah, we'll be going over this with some darker orangey stuff too, but we just want to get this in here for right now. So again, changing this up a little bit. See, we're making some changes here because we can. Where's my orange here? And change that away from the yellow to more of an orange. A little touch of it down here maybe. A little something there. And now we definitely need something right over here. A little more. Either that or we're just going to have to wait a second. Okay, there. That was starting to get awful dark there. We need to lighten this up right here. This stuff is really, really, really deep here. Ah, there we go. Now we got it. All right. So AD, I don't know if I sent you any of the pictures of the high school basketball tournament that my niece was doing. It was weird to hear the name Wapple being announced over the loudspeaker there. I think actually she got MVP for the tournament. I think I sent you those Tri-Valley, the AI logos that I was fooling around with that I sent to her for her basketball team. And that was, oh yeah, it was up in, I think, University of Fairbanks or something like that. It was in Fairbanks no matter what. Yeah, their second game didn't go all that fantastic. Fell behind early. 3-pointers didn't fall. And they don't do well in the full court press. And the other team was very methodical on offense. And their half-court sets were really good, and they were scoring a bunch of points there. And as soon as they scored, they just set up that half-court press. And then it kind of went downhill from there. I think the one humorous aspect is that the streams were actually taken down overnight because, well, in the arena they're playing music during timeouts and whatever, and they got dinged for having copyright music. Because I went to find the stream today, I'm like, where did the streams go? Only to find out that, yeah, they got dinged for copyright music. Doing this here. Then I might, we'll have to come back with our lighter orange on this guy. So yeah, AD, you might have to, hopefully on Thursday again, I can have that Pyrion or Pemion, whatever the name of that stupid guy is, the false Nazgul, as we like to call him. Hopefully I can get him on that wooden plaque and we can try and paint him up. So it was the basically the school or whatever that was trying to, or whoever it was that was trying to stream the games, because that's how obviously I was able to see him. And during timeouts and in between games, they were playing music. And I was like, this could maybe end not so well. And sure enough, they got zapped. for having the copyright music. Oh, that reminds me of, oh, it's in the early days of Song of Ice and Fire, and they're the only one of the few channels that was doing the battle reports of Song of Ice and Fire was, I think it was Guerrilla Games or something like that. And he was trying to live broadcast a tournament at a game store, and apparently the owner of the game store wanted to set the mood, and he started playing like all the Game of Thrones music, and you can suddenly hear the guy whose channel it was yelling from the distance saying, "Get rid of that! They're going to take down our stream." You could hear this kind of muffled voice saying, "Turn that music off." I went in. Let me get a little bit of that orange in there. So yeah, now we got a little something something glowy here. Do that over here. So that was kind of humorous there to hear the. Well, let's put it this way: he used a couple of colorful metaphors in his haste. Yeah, those are some very colorful metaphors that he used. Now, go up my Van Dyke Brown here. Let's start doing some chippy things. Start doing some of that here. Just because. In all the usual places that you'd probably find some of those long edges, like here. Same kind of stuff people do on those Marines that come from space. Ah, down here for sure. Just two. They already got some on the legs. Why not get some here as well? I mean, there's one right there. How about we do some smaller ones over there? Darken that up too. So yeah, that was very interesting. I just remember that I heard the music start, and I'm like, "Ooh, that's a no bueno right there." And sure enough, you heard him just yelling. And then the music turns off. I'll get me some of that little dinged up stuff here on this. Come on, some more there, but there we go. Let me take a okay. I'm gonna make my little adjustment on that. Now I think that's had a chance to set. Let's see what we can do with some lighter stuff here. Looking at the right reference. We need to lighten this up here. Now we can maybe start to get the lighter colors on the uniform down here. Maybe even some a little bit lighter here on the halo. think I gotta get more of the skin color there. So we're a little bit lighter, but now still skin color. Too much thinner there. Oh yeah, that's right. This was also supposed to be tube going down that way. Let me see. It should probably maybe have a little bit of yellowish to it. Let me get this going. Minus the piece of fuzz that's sitting there on the end of that brush. For the thing on the collar here. I'm looking forward to being able to do these designs several times larger on that vehicle. Too much paint on there, also too much thinner, so we're going to take some of that away. We try it again. Sure enough, yep, that's what we need to do, is just get some of that paint off of there. It was too much. So this guy with the regular Stahlhelm. Okay, we got his. And over here, I might do some more with the epaulets. Indian yellow. Some of our white here. Break it down, not too much thinner. So thanks to Armored Wolf. Again, we appreciate all the folks that have been doing the sub thing, because that does help to get us to that that 60-40 split. You got to get yourself 100 sub points. And, well, of course, huge surprise, you got to do it several months in a row. Yeah, it's not enough to just do it. It's even, again, with the partner thing, yeah, you have to do it several times in a row. Oh, geez, thanks, Camda. Appreciate that. Yeah, I guess it doesn't count those either, right? It's Twitch math, right, Camda? It's Twitchy math. Camda, I think I don't know if you think you did have a chance to share your the cow bus there. Or if you wanted to share that again, please go ahead. Now it's time for maybe this level of run. Okay, that's not too light. There's really not a whole bunch of thinner in it. What I'm trying to do here is, there we go, I'm going to do some rusty streaks now. Because reasons, or raisins, either way, I'm good with either one. Definitely going to be coming down from here. So yeah, gift and prime subs don't count. That's a very sad thing, but that's not a surprise with Twitch math. So yeah, I was just about to, believe it or not, do a kind of like another little Facebook announcement on all of the merch stuff there when the stupid thing happened. And then nobody, they're like, okay, this is not him anymore. So they weren't going to be paying too much attention to anything posted on that name. Well, Canada, definitely Canada, you got to send me a picture of what it looks like, because I've got some of the hats, and I've got some of the, that's the other thing, yeah, I got to post the pictures of my hats and mugs and stuff, and the glass. So yeah, if you have pictures of those, it's always good to, then I could actually post what the stuff really looks like. Canada, they use a very good brand of shirt. They're using Gildan shirts. So that, yeah, that a few folks have gotten those already, and they said, yeah, this is definitely not one of those kind of bargain basement type shirts. And it even said that in my shop there, and I said, okay, that's good. When Kathy was working at the T-shirt place, that was the only brand of shirt that they would get is the Gildan stuff. Here, let me. I'm gonna see if I can't tuck that under here. That might make it even easier then. Yeah, to get our gas mask stuff there. Well, much appreciated there, Camda. And I think they actually arrive shockingly fast to places where you'd think it might take a while. All right, yeah, I think now we got that set up. This, yeah, early on the shoulders pad they were black. They were just like these, and made a big change. And again, with the oils, makes it super easy. And again, thanks Camda for spotting the floral oils there, the floral, yeah, the floral alkyds, because I think those are gonna. I mean, they'll be nice no matter what, but they're gonna be super essential over the next, I want to say, 2-ish weeks here. Well, let's see. It's the 9th, so the next 15 days. So yeah, the next 15 days, I think those are going to be very essential here. Well, and actually, well, I'm taking them to Adepticon, at least some of them to Adepticon. Mostly, well, actually, the floral, I'll take the floral alkyds there too. But I was definitely going to take, well, our floral radiance, right, to Adepticon. And then, of course, you'll be seeing them on stream plenty. Yeah, we'll start using them on stream. I just actually I just didn't want to get them too separated. Right, and get them kind of mixed up with the general population. It's actually such a large collection of stuff that I almost need to get a whole nother shelf or something to put them on. Well, actually, a couple more. Let me see if I darken this. Yeah, if I darken this down, that does start to stand out a little more. Okay, there we go. That's what we need. I thought so. Are we doing anything else? Okay, that's there we go. That really did change. Look at that. Looks very fiery inside there now. I'm gonna try it. I don't know. I really gotta make sure if I clean this thing out. If I'm gonna do this attempt here, which boy, there's not much there to work with. Okay, there's a little bit of our fast matte white still intact over here. Yeah, trying to do some of that lightest filigree stuff. Back over here again. This is almost the same kind of approach that we have when we're doing, say, was that the cloth texture? Real similar. Touch of that here with that lighter, again, that filigree. All it is just a bunch of real tight swirls and such together. Now, is this... Oh, that is a separate piece there. Okay. Definitely a separate piece. And this was another one of the... Actually, these two... This one and this one kind of intrigued me. Was that the tree green? Actually, remember, I wanted to take this one and the other green and do a orc skin tone video, or at least some kind of greenish whatever. I'm trying to find a Loot Studios. I know there's some orc Loot Studios 72s and some busts. And I want to try and do again an orc skin. I know we did a few a while back, but we didn't have... None of those have any of the alkids in them because they're that little bit on the older side. So yeah, Camda, actually, Camda, do you do the Loot Studio stuff, right? I just I have so many. I'd have to almost kind of like look through some of the old Loot Studios releases and just go, aha, there's an orc bust or an orc figure. I know there's definitely some in there. If there's any that come to mind, just to say, hey, look for this orc bust. I won't even bother looking through my old whatever. I'll just go into the Loot Studios and just download it again instead of looking through my old files. If I do find it in the old files, then I'll just delete it. And well, of course, Camda, I've got... oh, you know what? Gosh, what is... Raging Heroes. It wasn't too... I actually printed some of those too. Yeah, some of their orcs. That's right. I was wondering why I was hearing planes overhead. It's 5:18 in the morning. Oh, that's because we've been doing this for 5.5 hours. It's like, huh. It's kind of early in the morning for them to be doing this. It's like, nope, this is right about the time they do this. Yeah, Munchie, I printed out, I think it was some of the, well, I like to just refer to it as the Keltos figures, but they did a whole bunch of those, and I printed them out actually in 72 mil. Those were supposed to be for some streams and some tutorials. You would have seen those already if it wasn't... Well, this kind of took over everything, right? Camden, just all of a sudden, it was these guys. I thought, initially I thought, okay, I'll do a couple, and that'll be it. And then people, well, they wanted to see more, so we got more. And guess what? There's going to be more. And there might still be more after Adepticon, because again, I'm supposed to be seeing the folks from Fortress Factory. Who knows, there might be even more Loot Studio stuff, because I'm supposed to see the Loot Studios, folks. Yeah, Munchie, I wasn't sure if it was still kind of holding steady, because I wasn't seeing it quite as much in my Insta feed, but I think that's just because... well, if you click on other stuff, right, it's going to just start showing you that and not what you had been seeing. Yeah, all of a sudden there was all of these Instagram posts about college football stadiums. It's like, okay, well, that's fun, but I'm not... That doesn't tell me what's kind of the what's taken the miniatures by storm. Camda, what I really do like about... I know we've talked about it before. The fact that you get the heroes, the villains, you get the busts, you get 32 mil, you get 72 mil, and I think they do a pretty good job of the hollowing. Yeah, they do a real good job hollowing out their prints. Uh, Arch villain also. Oh, actually, I did print out some arch villain stuff there, Camda. Yeah, that's well. Ironically enough, remember I was talking about those big snakes, and they're a lot bigger than I thought. So you'll be seeing some of those in tutorials, and you'll be seeing them on stream. And I guess, well, that's right, Munchie. There was that Kickstarter, right? The Red Brigades. I'll see if I can get that. And again, thanks, Camda, for getting the shirt there, because, well, that hopefully can maybe give me a chance to jump in on that campaign. By Westphalia, right, Much? Yeah, Westphalia. I'll try to see if I can snag some of those. Try and do I want to try and make that a little lit? No. Yeah, let's do this. Let's do a sticker. Actually, I could. Oh, I should get out the coal black, right? Right, Camden. If I want to do some really, really direct, I'm just going to use the black spinel, which I think. Who knows? Maybe that coal black is like a poor man's black spinel, like a very poor man's. Oh, that sounds cool there. When she again, ever since Armored Wolf pointed out the winged hussars, that is definitely something I want to get. Is the winged hussars? I know I actually did paint one of the very first things I actually painted. It wasn't on stream. It was during a podcast or something. It might have just been during a Facebook hangout or something, but it was an actual winged hussar. Oh, by Highland Miniatures. Yes, an actual winged hussar. I think I might have ended up painting two of those. You know what? Let me get the dark under there again. Munchie, I remember those. I never did get a chance to do that. I think the only regiment of renown that I ever actually had was like the Hobgoblin Wolf Riders or whatever. What would be fun to have is, oh, I got the Highland Miniatures, the Conquistadors. That would be another kind of regiment of renown there. Now, Camden, are we talking about 2022 or 20 something like that? Maybe 2021? Yeah, Munchie, I might still have the. I don't think they're in the original box, but I might still actually have the box that they came in. Actually, Munchie, I don't know if you've ever really seen Highland Miniature stuff, but let's just say it really, 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 really has the old Warhammer scale. Really has the old, I guess you could say, the Warhammer vibe to it. Now, Camda, I'm guessing that it had probably like at least one or two orc heroes, and then orc villain, and then probably two busts. There's usually what, four busts, right? Because I know this is Highland Miniatures. We did a whole army painting series on these. And I do believe we did a bunch of the Highland Miniatures Bretonian stuff. Yeah, I know that one was Highland Miniatures right there. That one was super fun. So Camden, I'll see if I can find those in there. And I probably actually printed some of them. Can't I know I did actually, but that was a while ago, and maybe I should print them again just to make sure that we have a decent actual print on them there. Now I'm going to try and do this again and do some again, tiny little filigree type stuff there. I know it's with all of the weathering and stuff and the filigree. Gets tough to see, but Camden, that mini Monster Mayhem, that Blue Dragon mug, that did print out. Remember, that was like a 20-hour print or whatever? Or no, it was a 24-hour print. That finished right before the stream. Haven't had a chance to take the support stuff off of it yet. Let me see if I can't get a little more light right on the edge of that. Okay.